As a DoubleClick publisher, there might be specific advertisers that you know you'd like to have advertise on your sites or apps. To make this happen, consider using preferred deals, bypassing the auction-based model you may be accustomed to in Ad Exchange. Preferred deals can provide great benefits, like the opportunity to give specific buyers priority to your inventory, or even be used as a way to sell unique inventory. In addition, advertisers are looking for buying efficiencies like programmatic buying, and deals can allow you to transact the way buyers want to buy. All preferred deals start with a proposal, and once created, the proposal is sent to the buyer directly. Changes can be suggested to the proposal by the buyer through negotiations, and when the proposal is complete, meaning both parties have agreed to all terms, the preferred deal will officially be sold, and a corresponding line item will be created. In most cases, preferred deals result from external conversations between sellers and buyers, like over the phone or email, from which both parties agree to set up a deal. Let's go through the steps to initiate a new preferred deal in the DoubleClick for Publishers user interface. A new deal starts with a proposal. So from the Sales section, navigate to the Proposal subtab and select the New Proposal button. When composing a new proposal, notice that there are both mandatory and optional fields. Additionally, please note that not all of the details included in the proposal will be visible to the buyer. Those fields are designated with the icon shown here. From the top, start by composing a proposal message to the buyer. This message can include any specific detail you deem necessary to communicate. Give this proposal a unique name. We suggest something descriptive of the deal, and which follows the conventions for naming proposals in your organization. Next, input the buyer with whom you wish to make this deal with. The buyer will be able to input specific contacts for this deal after they've received the proposal, which will display in this field. Be sure to add your contacts for the buyer to see under the Seller Contacts field. The billing terms will be pre-populated to actuals for all preferred deals. This means billing is based on what actually delivers as reported by DFP for each billing cycle. In the second section, Assignees, you must designate a primary salesperson and trafficker for the proposal. Also, if applicable, you have the option to designate one or multiple sales planners or entire teams. From the Additional Settings section, you can optionally add labels and custom fields, both of which will only be visible internally by your team. Next, there is the option to add agencies that are involved with the proposal and indicate the role each is playing in your transaction with the advertiser. Adding an agency here is purely informational and for reference only, and does not impact DFP reconciliation. Next, choose the currency that should be used in this deal. And finally, you have the option to leave internal notes in this section. These notes will only be visible to those on your network. From there, click Save Draft and the proposal shell will be created. Now, before a preferred deal proposal can be sent to a buyer, it must contain at least one line item. Under the Line Item section, select the New Line Item button. Start by giving this line item a name, and then select the ad environment the deal is for. Next, from the Type drop-down, select Preferred Deal. Include the ad size for this deal, when the deal should start and end, along with the estimated quantity of impressions. This estimate represents how many impressions you think will be available during the lifetime of the preferred deal. Please note, this number is not visible to the buyer. Estimated impressions will be used to monitor the deal's OSI, which stands for On Schedule Indicator. So it's important to set a realistic goal. In addition to these settings, be sure to add the rate for this deal, which is the CPM, along with the inventory you are making available for sale from the targeting section. This will likely include specific ad units and/or placements. When you're all set with the details of your line item, click Save Draft. If applicable, you can continue to create additional line items as well. Now you have the option to either send this deal proposal to the buyer for review, or if you don't think a review is necessary, you can just request acceptance. If you select Request Acceptance, DFP will run an availability forecast and let you know if you have enough inventory for the deal. You'll see an overbooking warning message if you do not have enough impressions. Once that's complete, the proposal will appear in the Buyer's Negotiation tab in the Buyer User Interface. If you chose the Request Acceptance option, the buyer can either select Propose Changes or Accept. If the buyer accepts, this indicates they agree to the terms in the proposal. After the buyer accepts the proposal, it will show as sold in the Proposal tab in DFP. A corresponding DFP order and line item will then automatically be created. The final step regards creatives. When prompted, the buyer will need to assign creatives to the deal. Once the creatives have been assigned by the buyer, they will automatically push to DFP. This process, however, varies based on the buyer. For example, for buyers using DoubleClick Bid Manager, often referred to as DBM, the creative will become visible in DFP about 60 minutes after the buyer has uploaded them. For all other buyers, though, creatives won't be visible in DFP until about 60 minutes after the first impression happens. This, in turn, means that you will not be able to review creatives from non-DBM buyers before the deal is live. And this brings us to the end of our tutorial on creating a preferred deal. For more information, please explore Publisher University at g.co/publisheru, as well as the Help Center. Thanks for watching.